Roma loses to Milan yesterday 3-1, and the big question was, how long would Mourinho stay on as a head coach? Would he be replaced by De Rossi? That's the big rumor. Daniele De Rossi, ex-Roma player, captain Roma, would he be coming in to replace Jose Mourinho? It seems this morning things have settled a bit. They're thinking that they're going to give him another 2 chances. Verona, Salernitana, the next 2 games for Roma. But the real question is, if you fire Mourinho, is De Rossi actually the solution? Is he actually better than the special one to lead this club anywhere? And no, we do not live in the past. We won't talk about the Conference League 1. We won't talk about the Europa League final last year. We're talking about this season. This season, Roma is 8 wins, 5 draws, and 7 losses in 20 games. Only 29 points in 20 games, 8 points less than last year, in 9th spot. And they're having a lot of issues, right? And I think what fans are probably accusing Mourinho of is not taking any responsibility for anything that is happening. You're supposed to be a great coach. You've won so many trophies. Why aren't you giving a solution to this team? Why aren't you bringing new styles of play? Invent something to make this team better. Yes, you have a lot of injuries. You had to sell some players because of financial fair play, but you also brought in players like Lukaku, like Dybala last season. This year you brought in Renato Sanchez, you brought Aouar, you brought Ndika. A lot of them were flops, let's be honest. Renato Sanchez is a flop, Leandro Paredes is a flop, Aouar so far is a flop, and Ndika has been so-so. Can that actually be Mourinho's fault? Probably not. There's a lot of injuries, like we said. I was one of the people that said if all these players can actually play, Roma has a good team. If you look at the names, they have a good team. Unfortunately, too many injuries. They haven't adapted. They haven't gelled well with Mourinho. Whatever you want, it hasn't worked out. And so, do you think you could actually do better with De Rossi now? To me, this is a bit like a Napoli situation, where you're going to bring in another coach. They brought in Mazzari. Mazzari has been doing horrible. This weekend, they saved themselves at the 95th minute or whatever the hell it was. But besides that, they haven't done anything. He hasn't done anything. And I think bringing in De Rossi at this point, unless you're reconfirming De Rossi for next season, it's going to be the same thing. And Milan faces the same issue. A lot of people want Pioli out, including myself. I think his cycle at Milan is done. But who do you replace him with? Unless you replace him with a coach in which you see a future, you build a future with, it's not going to happen. And so this team was built around Mourinho's desires, the players that they could afford, a lot of free agents, a lot of players at zero, a lot of loanees. Guys, if you change somebody, and you will change somebody, because I don't think he's going to last after this season. His contract ends this season, and unless they promise him something else, and unless he sees improvement, and at least unless the owners actually see some kind of light at the end of the tunnel, I don't think he's going to renew next year. So you're going to have to start over. There's a lot of players, like I said, that they're not yours. They're all going back to their own clubs. Lukaku, Paredes, Renato Sanchez is leaving now. Huijsen is going back to Juve. Like, name them. A lot of players won't be there. And I don't think it's only the fact of the players. I don't think it's only the fact of the coaches. I think the fact that some players aren't happy, probably like Pellegrini, because Pellegrini has been sucking hard the last couple of seasons. I actually think that it's linked to Dybala. Can I be the only one to say this? I think Pellegrini's misery comes from Dybala. Because with Dybala, Pellegrini has to play deeper in centrocampo. It's not his real role. He's more of an offensive mid, a trequartista. I don't think it's his real role. And so you're putting him in a position where he won't actually be able to thrive. And I don't think he's happy there. I think it shows. You see Lukaku every time somebody doesn't play a ball properly, not the right passage, he doesn't run deep, he does like, yes, you're Lukaku, but you also have to give it yourself. And this team is all based on Dybala. Even if he plays 20, 30 minutes, you see a different Rome when Dybala is there. Yes, he is that good, but yes, he's that fragile where he can't play more than 20 minutes. So they're going to have to make some hard choices, but I don't think De Rossi for Mourinho is the solution now. Let me know what you think in the comments, like and subscribe.